Good evening. Ooh, I'm talking about deep truths tonight, and I'm going to see what comes through. Just see what comes through. So let's see. I'm going to say hi to everyone. I don't want to touch the screen really tonight because I've got it just set. I don't want it to be moving about. So I'm just going to say hi. To try and do the waves, but no, they're not clicking the waves. I'm just going to say hi to everyone. I'm not going to call you out individually, but I'm just saying hi to everybody. So yes, deep truths, and this has been wanting to come out for quite a while, and I'm thinking, I don't know whether I can do this. But anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. I can't really not, it's wobbling that, doesn't it? I can't really not speak truth. That's just the way it is, and there'll be things that some people don't want to hear. Some people can't hear. We've got things that we are being spoken to and given advice and given guidance and all that sort of stuff, but there's no one home to hear it. And the closer we get into this peak of this transition, the harder it's going to be for most people to comprehend what's going on, really. And so that's it. That's just the way it is, and we're all on this journey to do what we need to do, and that's just the way it is. And we're gonna make it, or we're not gonna make it. So the deep truths, really, for me, just saying hi to everyone, because I'm rather than just read out everybody's names. The deep truths for me. Can you see this? Why it's doing that? It's only just started doing it. It's wobbling. It keeps moving down. But anyway, I'll hold it a little bit. The deep truths for me are things like, things that we have in our closet that we know that's there, but we're not going to deal with because we think that no one else can see it, so what's the point? But it niggles and it scratches at the surface until eventually you pay attention to what's going on around you and in your life before you can really start to delve into getting something sorted with it, And when we're moving through, and this is a really massive transition we're moving through, and there are things that I don't know how to explain, really, the things that are actually coming through. I get it, I really do, and I'm quite looking forward to it. But I don't think most of you will be able to comprehend. I think quite a few of you will, to be honest. I think quite a few of you will be able to comprehend. But the things that are coming through is like, whoa. So let's just look at some of them. So I will be pausing because obviously I'm just trying to listen. I can't say I'm listening to anybody in particular. I'm listening to all the things that are going on in the field, this higher dimensional field, the fifth dimension, because we're in this 3D. So my workshop on Wednesday with the retreat will go into this a little bit deeper, because of the time that I have here. I don't have as much time as I have in the retreat, as usual. But where we are now, who would have known? Who would have thought, I should say, that we're going to be in a position to start to be moving into a different dimension, or the ability to move into a different dimension. And what does that mean? What it means is that it's not that the physical body is going anywhere, it's the mind that can tap into different realities. Yeah, we've always kind of been doing it, but we've been doing it unconsciously, and now we're stepping up big time. We're stepping up big time and being able to do it consciously, and I've been playing around with it for quite a while now, and it does exist. The fifth dimension does exist, and we have an ability to tap into that fifth dimension. What is the criteria for tapping into that fifth dimension? The deep truth. And the deep truth is that no matter how much you see out there, no matter how much someone who comes towards you with some kind of their truth, that nothing can make that the truth if it isn't. You, the people, can be fooled easily. You can be fooled because we've been fooled from day one. So that's not a hard task, is it? That's not something that's hard because it's something that's been done from day one. So the fool, energy has been playing its role. But what's happened, which is the mind-blowing thing, is that we're now, shall I say this? We're now in what's called a simulation. Ooh, we're in a simulation because everything that is required for this cosmic shift has already happened. And so whilst we're getting ready to be able to experience that, which is to do with our energy and how we are dealing with our deep truths, whilst that's being prepared, there has to be some other form of existence for us to still move around in. And basically, when we have moved to a level of vibrational energy, of raising that vibration to be able to move into that arena, let's say, you can call it arena, I don't know what it is, it's spectacular. When we've done the enough inner work on ourselves, we will experience it. And until then, you won't be able to do that. And so, will everybody have that ability to go, no. Deep truth, no. The reason being is the belief, the programming, and the laziness. The laziness of the majority of the people who think that it's just going to be this magic wand, I'll be okay, I'm just going to be able to go. Not when you're dealing with vibrations and frequencies and expansion, because even vibration and frequencies now really is second in the ranking, if not even lower, because now you're moving into expansion energy. It's not really about the vibration and the frequencies too much now, even though we are vibrating and we are having, all these different frequencies playing the role for us to be able to move and to be able to create the form and to create the reality. It's expansion energy that we will be tapping into, and once we start to go into expansion and start to tap into that expansion, that's where the magic is happening. And some of us can do that already, and we're doing it, but we're in and out of it because we're still plugged into this energy that I was saying, the simulation energy, because we can't all get to this place just yet. There's things that need to be done. And so things that you're seeing may appear to be true, but they're not. It's just something that's put in place to give you some form of a reality before you start to move into the real reality. The real reality will be different for everybody. Everybody's going to be experiencing something different, and for the next 100 years really, it's going to take quite a long time for this to all come to something that we can really fully comprehend. And it's to do with the mind again, and how we are literally able to just move with truth, move with honesty, because there's a lot of people who think they're talking the truth, but they're not. There's a lot of people who are lazy as well, just by not thinking or not making an effort to move out of their current situation with the abundance of information that's around right now. It really is quite easy to move through this energy if you are conscious of what you're doing. It's difficult for those who have been under the influence more heavily than others. Very, very difficult, because first of all you've got to shed that. And I'm often asked, how do you get here, how do you get there? First of all, you've got to clean up your act, you've got to clean your system. Your system is your kind of driving, your macabre, it's your vehicle, and that's got to take you to this next level. But if that's clogged up, it's not running on the right fuel, it's not got the right nutrition, it's not got the right mind, the body, the soul, the spirit, coming from the heart, that vehicle's not the right vehicle to take you there. It's all super duper. It's all super duper over there. It's a completely different place. And yet, when I'm saying over there or a place, it's still the same. Here. It's here. And this is going to be hard to comprehend. It's actually here, but it really is hard to comprehend. I've experienced it. Literally experienced it. I got booted out. I did get booted out. It's like I was being like the nosy parker. Let me have a look. So what are you doing here? Get out. You can't come here yet. We're not ready. You know what I mean? But I did go. And I do go quite often. I'm only joking. But I can get in, but I can't stay in. I'm not got the ability to stay there full yet. And I think the reason being is as well, is that you people like myself are still required here to help people like everybody else who's trying to find the way, so that we can get in. We can't stay because we've got a job to do on this side of the vibration as well. So there's lots coming, and I think I had again people say to me, and this is what we're moving from now, is the fight. No more fighting. There's no fighting. But we are going to get characters that are going to do that. There's going to be characters that are going to be fighting for this, fighting for that, what this, what that, la 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 la, all these sorts of things. Those things are just to keep you occupied. To keep you occupied, like I said, until the energy is ready to make the good shift, because everything's already sorted, so there's no need to fight. I mean, you can create that script and you can play that role and you can join in it, and you can become injured or disheartened or frustrated, or even worse, for fatalities, with some people who are really fighting for causes that they're never going to get those causes overturned. It's never going to be overturned because they already have been. See what I mean? So you're just in a situation here where you believe, or you think, because of what you're seeing, what you're tuning into, and what your beliefs are, and what you're listening to, what you're allowing other people to, influence you with. You're listening to that, and therefore that's creating your reality. But it's not true. It's not a real reality. It's very hard to comprehend, very hard for me to even speak about this, but I am speaking about it because I've experienced it I have experienced it, so I can't really say that it's not really true. And there's lots of things that are going to be being taken away, lots of things that are not going to be of value anymore. And I have to say this, I am being told, I have to say this, and I have said it before, and this is where it's going to get a lot of people's backs up, I think. It's going to get people's backs up. I have to say it. Reiki. The amount of people that are claiming or saying that they are Reiki masters and healers is beyond a joke now. Those codes do not work anymore. They are contaminated. Because the reason being is not everybody has come here to do Reiki. They haven't. There are true Reiki masters, but you won't see them, because even they now will not touch the majority of the people because of the entity invasion. So I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. That healing is so 100 years ago not working anymore. There's new healing modalities that are around and coming through, but those codes are quite dangerous, and I am being told to say, be very, very careful who you allow right now through this transition to touch you energetically. Be very, very careful. I've had an influx of blueprint readings over the last, few weeks since I did Leanne's podcast, and I've had lots of people coming through and having these readings, and I can't tell you how many people, not just those but others as well with my own clients that I have, who have said, I'm thinking of going to do Reiki. Practically nearly everyone. One, it's not even in your blueprint. Two, what do you think, they're not, the energy's not, I can feel energy, the energy's not right. So how, and the thing is, how do you expect to heal when you're not healed? This is the biggest thing that's going on right now, and where we're stuck in this space, all trying to get our heads together, trying to get our comprehension, trying to get our minds in, fine-tuned, trying to raise our vibration, but you're letting people who are still needing help and assistance in quite a big way heal or try to heal you. They can't do it. All that's happening is they've been taken in by what we call these invading entities who are feeding. They are feeding off energy that they are looking for, souls that are not well. That's how they get their food. The fear energy, the weak energy. So I'm just saying, from the field, from wherever, that you really need to be very, very careful moving forward with this Reiki stuff now. I was saying it a good few years ago, and it's even more apparent now. Even more apparent, because it's impossible for everyone to be a Reiki healer. It's impossible. It's not your purpose. Find your own truth, find your own purpose, and then start to work on that. It's not a quick fix where you can go and earn some money and then go and start training people, get a load of money off that, and then, because money really, that's another thing that's going to be, persona non grata. We're just using it to fulfill this kind of existence that we're having right now whilst we make that transition. So just be careful, like I said. I'm not saying, don't do anything, but I'm saying be very, very careful. Especially on an energetic level now, because it is a lot of energy that is being shifted around right now from pillar to post. Everybody is frantic, okay? Everybody is wanting to, it's like we can't see the frantic energy. Well, I can, but most majority can't see it. The frantic energy is it's like they're stepping over you, they're standing on you, but you don't see that, You can't see it, but it's there. Everyone's trying to pull you down so they can get up, but they're not going anywhere, because you can't get in with that state of mind. You can't get into anything that's higher vibrational with that mind set. You really have to look at who you are. What is your purpose? What have you specifically come here to do? What is it? What's in that vortex of yours? What codes do you have that you need to start working with, and then start moving on from that? Because until you get to that space, you're just going to be moving from energy to energy, and eventually it's going to suck the living daylights out of you if it hasn't done already. We have shifted already. We've shifted out of a particular paradigm. If you're seeing a lot of negativity, that is your purging. That is what you need to look at and start to clean up and clear for yourself. If you're not thinking for yourself, you're going to be not you're able to use the brain cells, the energy, the muscle, to be able to evolve. Gwen, I agree about the Reiki. Too many people making money out of it, even doing a day course online, crazy. Well, this is a thing. I mean, this is an alarm bell now, and you're going to find not just myself's going to be talking about that. You will be getting more authentic people coming out and telling you that this is going to have to. It's good. This is going to be another energetically taking down. Let's say it is. Just be careful. I won't let anyone touch my energy. No, you don't need to, really. You really don't need people to touch your energy. You're not in that way. You really don't. You're okay. You're okay. Yeah, you may have things going on in your mind and you may feel weak, but trust me, you'll end up feeling higher initially. Well, because I'll say, oh, well, I felt great after mine. Well, yeah, you will do. Of course you will. That's the plan. That's what happens. Not going to make you feel like a bag of Harvey once they've done that, because then they've been outed out, haven't they? No, it'll take a while. You'll feel okay for a little bit, and then you wonder why you don't feel well, or you're starting to feel a bit bad again. But that it just escalates. So just be careful with that anyway. And I really have to just say it. I don't care what people say. And I know some of the people I know who are doing it and making money from it, and that's fine if you want to make a living. I'm not saying that, but I don't think you should be doing that to the detriment. You should really know now that they're not. There's too many. Reiki in itself is a powerful tool, but only by the true masters. Only by a true master. Not from every Tom, Dick and Harry. So that's not your place to be one of those. You are somebody who has got so much more going for you, who is here to do something of more value, and you need to figure that out. And the next thing is the thinking thing. The thinking thing. We've got to learn to think for ourselves. We've become a very, very lazy soulation. I made that word up. We have. We're very, very lazy soulation. And we've got to stop. Look before you ask the question. Go and find out for yourself first. What is it you want, first of all? What are you trying to find the information on? But what would you think it is? Ask yourself that question. What do you think that answer may be? After you've exhausted the answer and you generally can't find it, then go and ask someone, say, well, I've looked here, I've looked that, I've done this, I've done that. And at least the person will go, well, actually, you've made the effort, so yeah, I'll do an energy exchange with you now, and I'll give you some advice as to where you can find the information. But most of the information is there. It's just that, well, I'll just ask this person or just ask that person. Well, that's being lazy, because that person could have 1,000 people asking him that question. So ask, before you ask, what is it that you can do first to find the answer? Because when you start to put your mind at work, your mind, you start to train it. You start to bring in the neurons. It's like a muscle. When you start to overload it with weight, it doesn't just collapse. What it does, it starts to bring in more of the fibers, more muscle fibers to support that weight. So they get bigger and stronger. It's the same as the mind. If you just think, oh well, how do I do that? Well, how do you think you would do it? How? Just ask yourself, well, how do I think I would do it first? Because the answer you will have the answer, more or less. You'll have the answer. And then you're going to start to work and help the mind. You're going to start to develop your own mind, and then have the support, the information, because, this is the retreat really. I provide all the information. I don't provide all the answers. I provide the information for you to find that information, to find the answer for you. There isn't a general answer to everything. It's for you, for where you are right now. And this is how we're developing and working the mind, and that's how it's going from strength to strength to strength to strength to strength, because the information is there in an abundance, but the work has to come from you as individuals. because you need to get stronger if you want to go on a journey which is way beyond your wildest dreams. If you don't, that's fine. You're what's classed as deemed as an extra. You're not one of the main cast. You won't be going anywhere, you know, and there's billions of them. I guarantee that most of the people who are on here, you're not extras. You are people who are wanting to go on a journey to experience this wonderful new energy that's already there, that we just got to raise and work on ourselves to get to align with it, for it to appear into our reality every day rather than just little glimpses of it. So we've got some work to do, and there's energy that will definitely not be able to move in that direction. Can't do it. So it will never be a vibrational match. And that is the energy that's coming from lack, energy that's coming from dark, deep depressions, energy that's coming from lies, energy that's coming from hatred. Anything that's going in that direction will go with the direction of what we can see, or what you're seeing right now in that world. Anything that's moving from the heart, anything that's really, and I know you can't fool it. You can't say, well, I'm going to do that. That is the thing now, you see, because we've been able to fool up until, well, even more so now, but really up until really from about 2012. But we have had lots of still that foolery coming in, and you know, and that. But most people now are either really can't be bothered to even get a grip of what's going on, and therefore, you know, the other way, or they're kind of getting an idea there's something going on, and they're wanting to work on themselves, and they want to start to feel that energy and start to be a bit more caring about themselves and others. Anything like that, that type of energy will be escalated no matter what. And I did say I wasn't going to talk about this tonight, but when I did that little live yesterday in the nature, I have seen the next door neighbour, but not to speak to. He was going out in his car, and I was in the van, and I didn't get out in time, but I will speak to him. But without typecasting, I initially would not have said that they were conscious people. I wouldn't have said it, really. However, they are very conscious, and they will be the ones that get escalated because of that act of kindness. You know, the act of kindness, or any act of kindness which is done not via just, oh, I'm going to do it because that will get me a ticket. You can't fool. Fools have got, the fooling energy is now exposed to the highest. And the more you try to fool, oh my days, you're just not going to get very far. But anybody who genuinely comes from the heart, literally without thinking about it, they just do something because they feel it, they're compelled to do it because it's a natural thing for them to do it, then anybody who does that, no matter who you are, whether you understand or understand anything to do with planet Pluto, or anything to do with conscious shifts, or anything to do with the Pleiades and all the galactic stars and the Anunnaki and Anunnaki and all that. It's today I wouldn't have a clue about all that there. I've spoken with him, and he's like, you don't get that side of it. Doesn't need to. Does not need to. Coming from pure heart, because for him to get that energy given to him from his ex, for him to get that energy, he's got to have a nice heart. He's got to come from pure heart, because it's a vibrational match. Had to. So it doesn't matter if you're thinking, but I don't know about this, I don't know about that. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to know about it. You don't. I've got a message there. What's this? Joyce, hi Joyce. I agree, sweetheart. I've had to really use my mind the last few months, but I've learnt so much. Yes, and thank you for that, Joyce. And you see, yes, you do have to use your own mind. You do. So this is the truth now. This is the deeper truth when we're kind of moving into this realm, into these different energies that we've got access to, is that you cannot fool the universe. You never have been able to fool the universe. That hurt when I coughed because of my rib. You can't fool the universe. You know, you can fool yourself, and the universe can allow you to play that role because you're in a simulation. You can do anything you want whilst you're in simulation, but when it's time to shift, you're not going. You can't go. You can't go anywhere because you're not coming from your truth. You're coming from the lies. You're coming from the deceit, you know. So you're not coming from anything that's genuine or authentic. So you've got to really, really, and sometimes people really think that they are, but they're not, because you can tell by the action. You see, you know, people say, well, how do you know? Because you can tell. When you're authentic, you can tell authenticity, like for like. When you're authentic, you can spot it a mile off before the person's even opened their mouth. If you're not spotting it, there's some work to be done. Now, it's not saying that if you're not spotting it, oh, I'm not authentic. It's saying you're not raised your vibration enough yet. There's work to be done, and that's fine. We've all had work to be done. All had work to be done. We've all been in a space because we were born into deceit. So we were in that vibration. We were in that vibration, so there's not much we could do about it. But now we've become aware of it. If you stay in it, then, well, like we said, you can't unsee what you've seen. And if you're staying in it because of being lazy, because of thinking, oh, well, what can I do? I can't change the world. Well, no, but you can change yourself. And then the other thing, which was I digressed a little bit when I was talking about the fight, which is what I wanted me to talk about. The fight. So we're fighting for our sovereignty, and we're fighting for freedom of the land. But what people aren't getting is that the land doesn't belong to anybody. So you can't fight for the land. It doesn't belong to anybody. The sovereignty is you. The land is you. You are the land. Your physical body is the only thing that you have rights to for you. Your mind, your body and your spirit. You don't have any rights to any land at all. Nobody does. What you do have rights to is to preserve it, to take care of it as a keeper, to work with Mother Nature, to allow the land to be, you know, regenerated. We do have those rights, but we don't own it. So when people are wanting to fight for land and all that sort of stuff, really you're wasting your breath. You need to just look at who you are and claim who you are in your fullest, and the fact that you can now know that actually no one can own a man or a woman. You can only own a fictional character. But even then you don't get involved with all the jargon with that, so it's just a case of knowing. That's it. And then when you know, this is the authenticity, when you know, you move accordingly. You move within that vibration. Then you don't need to fight, because who are you fighting? There's no one to fight. If you're in your sovereignty, you're in your sovereignty. Why are you fighting for something that you should already be in and that you're already owning? You don't fight for anything that you already own. And this is where there's a mix-up, but the mix-up is only in the simulation. It's just giving us something to entertain us, good, bad and ugly, until we ourselves are in a position to move fifth dimensionally from the mind. And that is being authentic, being kind, being genuinely wanting to help and care for others in a way that it doesn't matter if you get coinage for it or not. You're just doing it. And I had somebody else recently just say, you know, they're in a dilemma because, they want to go somewhere, but they feel they can't because they don't think they'll have enough money. Well, straight away, you're not going, because that frequency alone will not allow you to move anywhere. It's really about understanding now the language of the vibrations, the frequencies and the expansion, and how to work with that language in order for you to become your truth and your deep truth. To shed the things that you think belong to you that don't, but they're just webs that are entwined around you. Again, we go back to the fly in the video that I saw. It was very, very poignant for me to watch and witness that, because it just showed me that's what was happening to many, many people throughout this simulation that we're in at the moment. So, I think that's it. If I go any further, we go, get enough. She can't tell them that. But yes, I think that will be it. I'm hoping there's quite a few bits of nuggets in there if you want to listen to it back. But that is really where we are right now, is the deep truth. And when we start to peel that back and start to sit and really look at it, you will start to see things happen like, oh my gosh, did that happen? Did that really happen? You will. You will. And that's when the magic happens. And that's when you start to smile within. You smile, your heart smiles, you smile within. I've had 3 people tell me in the last 2 days that I look rich. I'm like, what's that all about? I look rich? I know what they mean. And these are random people. One at the organic shop, when I went to the organic, and one was a message from one of my facilitators. Something she said about that's the 3rd person within 24 hours. It's the inner work that's being done internally. Okay, rich in what way? The money to me doesn't mean diddly squat. It's the richness that's coming. I can feel the wealth inside my energy, because we don't have money. We don't need money. We're using it. Of course, we're using it to get us to a space and to help us through this little thing, but we don't need it. And when this woman said to me about, she's got this fear, she shouldn't think she's going to have enough money to do what she wants to do, but she's not going to get there because she's in lack. She's in fear. She's using that energy. I'm going on now. This is not supposed to be coming out of here. But anyway, I'm going to stop it in a minute. But yeah, she's using that energy. She's using that energy instead of looking at what that really is. Looking at her richness, her wealth, her currency, her own currency. We have our own currency. And currency is the flow. It has to move. And so if you find your own currency, you're never going to worry about money ever again in your life. You'll never worry about it. You won't work to earn this fake monopoly money, which isn't really. It's all finished. It's done. If only you knew. If only you knew what I know. Oh my days. Yeah, you just have some fun right now. Seriously, we have got party time. This is what we should be doing. We should be having a party whilst this is all being sorted out. Seriously, have a party. Get inside your own being and have a party. And do not come out until they say, come on everyone, doors are open, get in. Have a party, but make sure you're doing the work on yourself at the same time. You know, it is about doing the work on yourself, but literally you should be flinging those shoes off your feet, walking through nature, barefoot, having the time of your life, working on yourself, ready for when those gates open. And you just get escalated straight through without even asking, is your name on the list? It doesn't matter. They'll tell your vibration. You don't need to say your name. Your vibration will just take you through. So there we go. Enjoy your evening, and I will speak to you all soon. Oh, I could have stayed on a bit longer really, but I won't. Anyway, I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you got something from that. And if not, play it back because you will find some golden nuggets. Bye for now.